I'm new here,
Yeah.
and a little bit different from Laurent is I know that there's no George here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of obvious. You look, there's no George here, okay? But I still behave like a George. And
Mhm.
unlike Laurent, I don't have any sense of oneness. I don't have any real, it seems to me right now, it's just all intellectual. Of course, there's no George here, but I can't get any further than that.
I see. So when you tell me you can't get any further there's no George there, tell me what is there?
Okay. Well, what you will say is there's awareness, but let me answer that question more seriously.
Speak from your own experience. What
Okay,
is
yes. There is awareness.
Mhm.
There's no doubt there's awareness here.
Good. Okay. So there's no Laurent, but there is awareness. So there is an aliveness, a sense of aliveness over there, correct?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So if do you so if there's no Laurent, excuse me, I'm sorry, George.
That's
Back
fine. No problem.
the other room. George. So so George, is there's no George. Is there a Fred?
Well, I don't know. It seems to me there's a Fred.
So it seems to you there's a Fred. So why do
Yes.
you think there would be a Fred here if there's no if there's no George there?
No, you're right. That's right. There's no George here, and you're right. Therefore, there's no Fred there. Yes, I get it. Yes, you're right.
Okay. So in the absence of Fred and George, there is something here, correct?
Yes, there's awareness. I know that.
And there's awareness. Who knows that?
Well, the only thing I can say is I know that.
Uh-huh. So where are you? You are somewhere other than here?
Well, I know that my awareness has no location.
You know that. Who is it that knows that? How do you know that?
That's a much better question. How do I know that? Well, because awareness is not a physical object that would have a location.
So do you think that everything has to be physical in order to be valuable or to be legitimate or what?
No, I just am talking about having a location. I'm saying it's not physical. You asked me, well, how do I know there's no location?
Mhm.
I said, because it's not physical.
Okay, because it's not physical. So it can't have a physical location.
Right.
Who knows that?
Well, again, I can only say I. And
Stop. You got to tell me who I is because that ain't getting you out of this.
I know that. I know that, Fred. I know that. So that is the real question. Who is this I?
Who is talking to me?
Okay. Well, it seems that the voice is coming out of this body. It seems that I'm sort of, it seems that the voice is coming out of this body here.
What's behind the voice?
You see, I know that
You see,
intellectually.
you're back to I, and you can't use I anymore until you tell me what you mean by that word. See, I still think that there's a little bit of this. There's a little bit. See, the problem is you're in a bit of the bubble of self-reflection, which is what you understand is that there's no George. The only reason that's not coming through to you really well is that the one who knows there's no George is George.
Well, that may be the problem.
Well, it is.
But George doesn't exist. So how can he be the one who knows
that? Right. So, well, it's the one. This is your imaginary character, is George.
No, I understand.
It is your imaginary character.
Yes.
I've been with thousands of people. I'm really on top of my game in this part.
Right.
So this this imaginary character, how did that come about? Let me ask you this. When you were first born, let's go to the delivery room. And the doctor has just done the little adjustments, and you've just come out of the womb, and the doctor looks down. And let me ask you, what do you think the odds are? The doctor looked down and went, "Hey, look, everybody, it's George."
No, I understand that.
No, you don't.
No, wait, but I do. I understand that when I was born, there was no George here.
Okay? No, when you were never born.
When this body came, well, the body was born, okay? Okay, so when this body was born, there was not an idea of a George. That came out of conditioning. That was put into me by society, by my parents, by everybody.
So it was put into me. You've got to tell me who that me is.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, the damn truth comes out. How about that? Okay. I don't know. Now we're going somewhere.
Okay.
So that's where that you've at least come to tell the truth now, which is that you don't know. Because see, the problem is you've been operating from what you do know. And what you know will not clear you. It won't wake you up and it won't clear you. You've had awakening experiences. I can tell that by what you're saying. But there's a lot of difference between having had an awakening experience and being clear and being able to function as awakeness itself. To be able to allow the body to do what it does, because you recognize that you don't have any control over it anyway, because you think that body is awake, or that it's been awake or something, but it's not awake. It's awakeness itself, George.
Yes, I get it, Fred. And for a long time, up until about 2 or 3 months ago, I thought that I actually could choose. I thought that I was a doer. And then I realized, wait a second, that ain't true. This body here doesn't, does not make any choices. This mind does not make any choices. There's no chooser here. But that's something I just sort of discovered only a few months ago. But I still feel like I'm a chooser, obviously.
You shouldn't. Is that right?
No, I think I should. I do. No, I think it's normal to feel. I don't know. You know more than I do.
I know a lot more than you do. And I know a lot, but the most important thing is I know a lot less than you do. Because you are still up to here with knowledge. You've got to understand that there's no George. So what is making conversation with me right now, since there is no George?
Well, the only possible answer is, since there's no George, it's I as awareness.
So it is. So you're telling me that I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're telling me that you are awakeness. Is that right? Or awareness, if you want to call it that.
Yes, I'm telling you that.
Okay. So how many of these awarenesses do you count?
There's only one.
Oh, there's only one. So
there's only one here.
Huh?
There's only one. Yeah, there's only one. But
there's only one. And so does that mean that there's awareness one place and you another?
No.
No. So are you outside of that awareness?
No.
Are you inside of that awareness?
Well, I don't know what you mean by inside.
Good. Listen, because there's no inside and there's no inside and there's no outside to you. Right now, if you just be still, can you tell me, can you reach out and find the end of this sense of being, the sense that you have, the sense of aliveness? Can you find the border to it?
No, there's no border. It's obviously
Find a center to it.
no.
So something with no border and no center is not a thing, is it?
I agree.
So when you say I agree, you're not talking, that's not George agreeing with me.
Don't know who the hell it is, but yes, you're right.
Right, exactly. You don't know who the hell it is. And who the hell it is awakeness, is awareness. So awareness has kind of been looking for awareness, and then awareness has been trying to figure awareness out. And neither one of those things will do. Neither one of those things will work. I don't know what awareness is, per se, because I am awareness. I cannot, there's not there's not awareness plus someone to know awareness. There's not awareness for somebody to be aware of awareness. There's only awareness. So that is awareness, this is awareness, and that is awareness telling me that the experience is having is, well, let's go to oneness for a minute. That's oneness, only one of them, right? Could this awareness be the one that they've been talking about with oneness?
Oh, when you say oneness, okay, I sort of misunderstood. I thought oneness meant sort of like a communion with the world or something like that.
Well, it can, but it's not anything that anyone is experiencing in some euphoric state all the time. But what you want to realize is that you're talking about how would I experience oneness? Right now, oneness is trying to tell me that this is not the oneness experience.
You're right. Yes. Yes, I get it. Yes.
And actually, given that you're oneness and I have to be oneness too, right?
Yes, but are we separate onenesses?
So oneness is right now trying, or has been, it's not so much right now, but oneness has been trying to convince oneness that this is not the oneness experience. Is that right?
Yes, I suppose that's right. I don't know.
It's slightly,
but people describe what it's like.
people describe, you think, can there be a person who describes awakeness? Can there be a person who describes awareness that is not awareness?
No.
No. So what you're saying, you're taking that from a George, and you think there's Georges over there. That there's people, you think there are individuals here. They're not. There's one awareness. So the awareness that is inside of this body is identical to the awareness that's inside of your body, and Glenda's body, and Keith's body, and my dog's body.
Yes, but I still identify.
George. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're telling me that one was still identifies as George. So is that my problem or yours?
No.
So I think that's nobody's problem, but one thinks it's a problem because he thinks it should be other than the way it is. Mr. Oneness, is that possible?
Yes, you're right. It thinks it should be.
Stop. Let's just stop with it. I'm right, and let's just let this go. And you and I will talk another week. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I take up a lot of time. Thank you very much. Yes.
You're welcome. Okay. Anybody in for a lower gear? I am. I hate to get there. It exhausts me. But you got to do what you got to do, and oneness seems to be called to be here to take a oneness out of denial through all these different bodies, because that's what's happening. That's when you look at George, you're looking at it's that picture. That is a picture of awakeness that has been in denial and is still somewhat in denial, but less so than when we started.